Greetings, warriors! My name's Pretty, and, weapon refines are coming, and thanks to my lovely mod Juan, we have some fun predictions on what they could potentially get. So again, this was all pretty much done by Juan, who is an amazing mod, who comes up with some of the craziest and amazingest stuff for unit building. So pretty much this is going to showcase potential weapon refines that could happen this patch. Before we dive into specific characters, there's a couple of things that need to be mentioned. This refine patch is actually the first one in a very long time to have no 3 to 4 star unit, which is kind of crazy. But though none of the weapons have a might above base 14. It also, this batch, has 2 beast units, and based off of, new units like Liar and Nasala, they probably won't update the Cav and Flyer beast effects, so they'll probably stay relatively the same. And overall, so the basic weapon refine philosophy is, well, recent times refines have gotten decent on, making units usable, like Silas. Sorry. Most recent refines, with a few exceptions like Soleil's fire sweep weapon and others are good base weapons, have given the base weapon itself a stat boost or a debuff on the enemy. So, for example, like Nir's Gunthra does attack speed defense during combat, Garen gets attack and debuffs attack, and so on. And, you just gotta take a look at the history of all of them. Pretty much all of the concepts of these refines are not to get it right, just get it as close as we possibly can and improve them while trying to have some fun. Hopefully, these refines are fun and enjoyable. Maybe they will be better than what they get. Maybe they'll be worse, which is the sad thing. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But with all of that pretext out of the way, let's just hop on in and talk about these potential weapon refines, shall we? First off, we have Aversa with Aversa's Knight. Grants res +3 at start of turn if any foe's HP is less than unit's HP and that foe is adjacent to another foe. Inflicts attack speed defense res -5 and panic on that foe and adjacent foes through their next action. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed res +5 to unit during combat. And then the refine is if a rally or a movement assist skill, like reposition, shove, etc., is used by unit or target's unit, grants attack +7, and unit and target ally or unit and targeting ally can move 1 extra space for 1 turn and inflicts gravity and guard on foes in cardinal directions of unit and target ally through their next action. That sounds like a heap of fun to me. Aversa already, even if she is an older unit, obviously, her base weapon is still really good. I still see her all the time, and I feel like this one just puts a nice icing on top of the Aversa cake. Pretty much her debuffs have been improved from -3 to -5, along with her panic and the threshold of HP -3 to Aversa, just having more HP in general. So since that'll make it easier to achieve, because there's a lot more units with a lot more HP now. Also, she has a buff to herself with attack speed and res +5. She is a supportive unit, but it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit more of offensive capabilities, obviously. Her refine is something that is based off of her awakening form. She's a dark flyer, they have rally movement, and Juan thought it would be a fun idea to have a similar activation to Shigure, but instead with guard and gravity in cardinal directions. With the further stat buff of attack, It can make her used offensively. You know, I'm like, giving her a triangle attempt. My heart hurts. But potential skills that she could use with this refine are Ruse's defense res or speed link skills, Wings of Mercy, Smite reposition, any rally that doesn't really provide attack. Overall, like, this is fun. It makes Aversa so much more Aversa-y. You know, as I said earlier, with the icing on top of the Aversa cake. If she gets any sort of semblance of, like, this refine, I'm gonna be happy, you're probably gonna be happy, and everybody who has a plus 10 Aversa is probably going to be very, very, very happy. Now we move on to Selkie with the Fox Kit Fang. Grants res +3 if unit initiates combat or if unit's res is greater than or equal to foe's res. Grants attack speed defense res +4 and bonus to units attack speed defense res equal to 40% of difference between stats. Maximum bonus of +4. Beast, you know, the Cav beast stuff, you know. We don't need to re-put everything there. Don't make it an essay, you know. Add a glossary, Faye, please. Come on. It would make our lives so much easier. And her refine enables Canto 2 while transformed. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed defense res +4 to unit during combat if unit initiates combat, and if unit's speed is greater than or equal to foe speed, -10. Deals damage during combat equal to 70% of the difference between res stats, unit's res minus foe's res, and reduces damage from foe's attacks by 70% of that difference, excluding area of effect specials minimum 0, maximum 7. So, her previous weapon used her her visible stat for the stat check. So now it's in combat, pretty much increasing the usability of her weapon. It also gives her a +4 that's easy to get, and a potential +4 more if her res is higher. So it reduces it from her potential 8, but it does make it a little more consistent. So her Cav effect makes her not only have impact, but also more bulk and attack while debuffing attack and defense, which is good for her. Her special refine is Canto. Like, Canto is dangerously strong, and it's very, very fun. Like, seriously, I've been trying so hard to get stupid young Sheeta a trace skill, and I haven't gotten it yet. So, you know, trace skills are fun. And then obviously she's getting more stats while transformed, which is nice. What you're supposed to have that with a beast unit. And to tie everything with a nice little bow, she has true damage and damage reduction, similar to Flow Flight, but it's using her resistance instead of defense. Overall, this would make her a super good damage dealer, making and reducing 70% of the difference between res stats. So, just an example here is if the difference between res stats is 20, 70% of that is 14. But it would cap at 7, so 7. So she needs 10 more res to get the full reduction and 7 true damage that, would be dealt. Pretty much, Juan says that is a reference to her Kitsune skill in Fates, even-handed, dealing 4 damage. The damage reduced is a fixed amount, so it's not really affected by skills like Deadeye, Land Sword from Nana, all of the 1,000,001 damage reduction things that they're putting on to everyone. I personally really don't use Selkie, but this does seem like a lot of fun. I do love skills that grant damage reduction and true damage. They just make the game so much more fun, and you can actually, hit things that are walls. And I think this really gives Selkie a unique playstyle that she can actually be, used instead of just sitting there, essentially. Now we have the one I'm probably looking forward to the most. It's Spring Veronica. Spring Veronica is adorable. She's wearing a bunny outfit, and she looks so happy. So I'm hoping her refine is at least as good as what we have. And now let's just get into what she has in our theory. I ain't even gonna say her weapon's name, so I apologize. It's an egg. It's an egg. Inflicts attack speed res -6 and panic on the nearest foes within 4 spaces through their next action. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed defense res +4 during combat. Now her special refine. If unit is within 3 spaces from an ally, inflicts penalties on foes, attack speed res during combat equal to 4, plus any current penalty on each of those stats. For example, if foe has -7 to attack, inflicts -12 for a net penalty, -18 or 19. I can read numbers, I promise. During combat, calculates each stat independently. For her give it was decided to make her a little bit more like base Veronica, who we still have not gotten in the game. Please give us base Veronica already, please. And so similar to inflicting panic, and similar to her brave form by inflicting penalties like menace, and to end it all, a vulture/Plegian effect on attack speed res. So Veronica's issues of being behind in stats and, being hard to merged can be fixed with this effects, making her big stat swings and panic for support. And plus, it's just fun. It really fits with, the theming of Veronica and her previous weapons. And, menace skills. I like menace skills. I think this creates a lot of potential for Veronica and kind of breathing new life into her, essentially. Hopefully, her weapon refine is close to this, because I want this. I want this in the game. I want this on my Veronica right now, because she deserves the best. The best. Now we get to our second beast unit of this group, Tabarn, with his Hawk King Claw. Grants attack +3 if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, or if unit initiates combat, grants attack +5 and inflicts attack -5 on foe during combat, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. And then, he has the beast effect of being a flyer, so, y'all should know that by now. It's been in the game long enough. And now his special refine. Enables Kanto remaining +1 while transformed. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack +5 and inflicts attack -5 on foe during combat and deals a damage equal to 20% of unit's attack. If unit initiates combat, neutralizes effect that prevents unit's follow-up attacks and inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack during combat. Now, that's nice, isn't it? That could be so fun on him. So pretty much the base effect is simple stat buffs, not only he gets attack, but he debuffs his opponent's attack, and he can make a follow-up attack even if it's on enemy phase, which is good. The reason why it's an attack swing is because both it helps his defenses, since he gets guaranteed follow-up attack, and he doesn't really need the speed, Similar to Nala, he has Kanto remaining +1, and another attack swing, and true damage based on his attack, 14. True damage based on his base kit, so, not a bad amount of true damage. Also, he has a Flow Guard, which normally he does not have access to, but it's fun. And not only, does that give him offensive no follow-up, but guard helps his survivability and, ability to hit harder and harder and harder. So all of this gives him the chance to run Dive Bomb on his beast slot, because his pirate form has it, why can't his base form have it? And having no follow-up, guard, Kanto, true damage would make him very, very scary to face. And honestly, if Tabarn had this kind of refine, I would build him, because it is beast units, especially the old beast units, I never see anymore, because they just don't get a lot of love from IS, and they're weapons aren't as good. They don't really have a chance for inheriting other weapons. So beast units getting bonkers refines like this Tibarn are really important to the vitality and lifelong, future for beast units. And I'm just hoping we get at least a half as good as refine for this Tibarn, because, or maybe we're spot on with our prediction. Let us know. Let us know in the future if we're close on Tibarn. I bet we're not. And now, to wrap up this prediction video, we got Yulger with her again, I don't know how to say these Norse names. They're so complicated. If you know, how to say Norse names, please just let me know and, offer lessons for people in the Fire Emblem Heroes community, because, oh god, there's a lot of weird words that my English mouth can't say. So, her weapon grants speed +3 at start of combat if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed +5 during combat, and if unit speed is greater than or equal to foe speed, unit deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed. She's also got effects, Dagger 7, because all daggers pretty much have that now. And then her special refine is if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, or if penalty is active on foe, grants attack speed +5 during combat. If unit speed is greater than foe speed, grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack, and reduces damage from attacks during combat and from area effect specials by percentage equal to difference between stats. Times 4, max 40%. So, this child's scary. Very, very scary. She is a little menace to face, and she's gonna hit you hard. Essentially, she has a +10 to her attack and speed and true damage based off of her speed. 10 with her stats and weapon, potentially more if you, invest into her. She does need to be close to her allies. She can also be used when foes are under penalties, just like how her siblings all work with penalties in some way or another. So, to make her a deadly user of lethality, she has special acceleration, so her second attack is devastating, and you want to run away from the small child. And to make her more annoying to face, she has dodge, like how she, dodge's relevancy in the story. Juan, that hurts to think about. She's relevant in our hearts, okay? In our hearts. But, as Juan said, this makes her deadly. That lethality is gonna hurt and gonna hurt hard. And plus, everybody can essentially get a free copy of lethality, so why not make a broken dagger unit that you could slap lethality on? Who's also a small child. Why not? That seems fun. So out of all of the refines that we have predicted, the one I want the most, actually, I think is Yulger's, because hers is insanely fun, followed by Veronica, followed by Versa, and then the 2 beast units are kind of tied. They're all still amazing though, but Yulger, I love me a good speed build with true damage and damage reduction. I have a speedy Ike, a brave Ike, speedy brave Ike, and he's so much fun. If I could build a speedy little small child Yulger that hits you in the face with a lethality and she giggles as she kills you, yes, big stamp of approval. And that's all of our weapon refine predictions / hopes. What do you guys think about this type of video? It's my first time really doing this. Again, huge thank you to Juan. He is the mastermind behind all of these kits, and huge thanks. I couldn't have made this video without him, and let us know what you think. Do you want to see more types of videos like this? Comment down below, give us a like, give us a subscribers. That's so dumb to say. And if you're watching this on the day it goes up, banner reaction later tonight. With children! More children! Let the children murder, apparently, today. With that all said, Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Keep fighting your battles, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo!